Today I'm talking with Allison Gilbert. She worked with Dr. Ruth Westheimer, the legendary sex therapist, on her last book called The Joy of Connections. And we are doing a deep dive to get Dr. Ruth's advice on how to handle some really common relationship pain points that people often encounter related to their emotional and sexual intimacy. And so the next question that I have for you, Allison, I'm so curious to know what Dr. Ruth might say to someone who is really craving a deeper, more satisfying sexual connection, so intimate and emotional connection with a partner who feels closed off to them. I have so many people reach out to me that are like, my wife, my husband just does not want to be intimate with me. And I feel trapped in this relationship. I feel lonely. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do with the things I'm trying to do are not working. Is there any hope for this relationship? Should we even start?
There is so much hope. And one piece of advice is for couples to do fun things together to reignite that sense of intimacy. And partnered activities are really fun. So whether or not it's pickleball or tennis or taking dance classes together or pottery, whatever it is that can get you out of the house and in relationship with your partner where there's just fun, where you can be teammates outside of the house. It could really ignite this wonderful warmth between you two because you have to work together in a fun atmosphere to accomplish a goal against perhaps another team. And so that's just one example, but she would warn you, couples should never do everything all the time together.
I love that.
Dr. Ruth had this wonderful marriage, and she was married to Fred Westheimer for 35 years before he passed away. And she would be the first person to share they were not attached at the hip. They did a lot of different things together. And that actually, I would say, made their relationship even stronger.
Dr. Ruth's one of her primary pieces of advice would be to stop hyper-focusing on what's happening in the bedroom and instead kind of go a little bit bigger and find other points of connection, of spark, of ways to have fun together almost, because that kind of energy will then translate back into your sexual connection. But I think that's great advice because, as a marriage and family therapist, what I often see is that when people feel disconnected, it begins to lead to these feelings of resentment, anger that creates all of these emotional barriers. I mean, it turns into, I don't like you enough to want to go and play kickball with you because we aren't having sex. We haven't had sex in 5 years. Why would I want to go to a quilting show with you? Like that kind of thing. But Dr. Ruth is saying, put that down and find areas, moments where you can reconnect, perhaps let go of this idea of emotional or relational fusion.
And of course, it wouldn't be so binary. It's never so black and white. It might be a wonderful combination of all of the above. I think she was very direct. And so if you have problems in the bedroom, she would address the problems in the bedroom. What the Joy of Connections is trying to illuminate is that we can go bigger. We can go broader, and hopefully all of that cumulatively will help you have a more satisfying and fulfilling relationship.
Got it. Okay, great advice.